Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. I'm talking about a self-care challenge, and I indicated yesterday that it's about 60 days until Christmas. And I just thought we could do something really special to ensure that we're our greatest gift to ourselves. And it doesn't have to cost money. That's always the best part. Okay, so I just paused for a minute so that I could look up a couple of things. One, it's 61 days until Christmas. So if you falter on a day, don't worry. You still have that 60-day goal going on. And then in terms of Hanukkah, Hanukkah is actually 54 days from today, but the last day of Hanukkah is the day after Christmas. So I have no conflict with that. Anyone who follows Christ knows that he was a Jew, as was Mary, as was Joseph, as was everyone prior to recognizing Jesus as the Savior and calling them Christians after Jesus the Christ, right? And of course, my bloodline is Jewish, even though I'm down to about 20%. My mom's about 40%, and it kind of goes from there. But anyway, I'm happily raised Christian, but I've had all access to my Jewish tradition my entire life, and even had the option of a bat mitzvah, which is for girls at 13, as opposed to a bar mitzvah for the boys. But anyway, another story for another day. I found a fantastic challenge for self-care. And again, because we're only doing this for ourselves, you can modify any of these to meet your needs. You can skip any of them that don't apply to you. But if they do, go ahead and do it. And one thing that I'm going to include in the description of this video is a very cool link for a couple of printouts. And one of the things I have a tendency to do is to make the goal so huge that it's overwhelming and I forget to celebrate in between. Like, it'd be great if I not only celebrated weekly, but celebrated daily, let alone the 1 month or the 60. So anyway, it actually has a printout for the 30 days of self-care. And you can put your own stickers on this, and you can easily print it out rather than an entire calendar, even though I always have a whole calendar. Another thing is, if you didn't have stickers, they're super cute. It made this page of stickers, which are kind of in line with the things that we're doing. So even though I'm going to mention a couple of self-help ideas, these stickers, even if you went in order from 1 to 30 of the stickers that are on here, these are very cool ideas in themselves. So like the very first one just says to love yourself. The second one is do not disturb, like maybe sleep in a little longer. I may use these as the second month of doing our self-care challenge, but it does recommend, if you need to just cut these out and to paste them on as they are used. Mostly I liked this because I'm never lacking for stickers. And I can happily put those on there. And again, we really have 61 days until Christmas. So because I'm just kind of getting this whole idea in order, I'm drowning this year, which I've mentioned at school. I mean, it became a thing where the drive was really far, or I became acutely aware of the time in my car. Also, just like, again, 2 different grade levels, tons of new understandings on things. Luckily, that's all coming to a head because the second trimester, praise God, we have a teacher for those children. But it's been really big. And so even though I love doing these things with JVV and it's in my best interest to do it, it's a bit of a struggle right now. So I'm going to actually need that one day. And I'll have to start fresh tomorrow, seriously. All right, but this is the one for tomorrow because you know me, I like to be a day ahead. So for day 1 of our self-care challenge, it says hydrate with the 8x8 rule. And a lot of you guys, I mean, certainly if you were in Tanning Raw Resets, if you're just part of our, Greens Making Lean community, these are things that we're super aware of, but it doesn't mean that you're doing it, and it doesn't mean that you can't change it up. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about regarding a Tanning Raw Reset or Greens Making Lean, what? That's brilliant. Let it go. I'm going to present all of this as fresh because I just feel like we can really change it up. So Number one is hydrate with the 8x8 rule. And what it says is, not sure how much water is enough? Follow the 8x8 rule and aim to drink 8 ounces of water 8 different times a day. Okay? So, yeah, like work in that fresh cup of water somewhere. For some people, it might be 2 before they leave the house, 2 before lunch, 2 before dinner, and 2, before bed or whatever. But yeah, get in those 8 cups. And some people are like, oh, Guy, 8 cups? Are you kidding? I drink a gallon a day. And in a lot of ways, people can do that because they'll do, 4 cups in their smoothies, 4 cups in their dressing or soup, 4 cups that they just drink, and I totally get that. But rather than the extremes of, sometimes getting all that in, you can definitely start with 8 and go from there. So drinking enough water is critical to your health. It helps with your cardiovascular health, so all circulation in your body, promotes healthy digestion, yes please, and improves your energy level and brain function. I tell my mother all the time, she's 90, and she's doing amazing really in many ways, but the brain fog and stuff, I'm like, Mom, get in your fluids. And don't forget, if you drink something that has caffeine in it, you have to double up on the water because caffeine is dehydrating. So this was a review, but it's actually like a peer-reviewed study, which I didn't really understand, so I'm not going to take all the time with it. But basically, it says water is essential for life from the time the primeval species ventured from the oceans, because they say like a fish crawled out of the ocean, to live on land. A major key to survival has been the prevention of dehydration. The critical adaptations cross an array of species, including man. Without water, humans can survive only for days. And I know miraculously some have made it longer, but it really, those dry fast and stuff, those worry me. Water comprises from 75% of body weight in infants to at least 55% in the elderly and is essential for cellular homeostasis and life. Nevertheless, there are many unanswered questions about this most essential component of our body and our diet. And so this review attempts to answer some of those questions. Recent statements on water requirements have been based on retrospective recall of water intake from food and beverages among healthy, non-institutionalized individuals. Provided here are examples of water intake assessment in populations to clarify the need for experimental studies. Few countries have developed water requirements, and those that exist are based on a weak population level. So it's just super interesting. If you're into, studies and percentages and stuff, I'll just say the ranges of water content. So water is 100%, you think. Fat-free milk, cantaloupe, strawberries, watermelon, lettuce, cabbage, celery, spinach, pickles, and squash, even cooked, 90 to 99%. Fruit juice, yogurt, apples, grapes, carrots, broccoli, cooked, pears and pineapples, 80 to 89%. Bananas, avocados, cottage cheese, ricotta cheese, potato baked, corn cooked, shrimp, 70 to 79%. Pasta, legumes, salmon, ice cream, chicken breast, 60 to 69%. Ground beef, hot dogs, feta cheese, tenderloin steak cooked, 50 to 59%. Pizza, 40 to 49%. Cheddar cheese, bagels, and bread, 30 to 39%. Pepperoni sausage, cake, and biscuits, 20 to 29%. Butter, margarine, and raisins, 10 to 19%. And of course, with raisins, it'd be any dry fruit. Walnuts, peanuts, chocolate chip cookies, crackers, cereals, pretzels, taco shells, peanut butter, all of those 1 to 9%. And finally, oils and sugars, 0%. Now, of course, people, I'm vegan. I would never consume any of those dead animal products or even the animal derived products. I'm just giving you the data. So in the United States, it's estimated that about 22% of water intake comes from food, while the percentages are much higher in European countries, particularly a country like Greece, with this higher intake of fruits and vegetables, or in South Korea. The only in-depth study performed in the United States of water use and water intrinsic to food found a 20.7% contribution from food water. However, as shown below, this research was dependent on poor overall assessment of water intake. And of course, for those of us who are vegan and raw vegan in particular, we get a ton of water from our food. And yet, I know for myself, if I don't have actual intentional water, when I get tested, my body will show that I am dehydrated. It's shocking. So yeah, I don't mess with it. Anyway, super interesting study. Okay, so our goal, certainly for one day tomorrow and moving forward, is to ensure that we do the 8x8, which means 8 times during the day, you're drinking 8 ounces of water. You guys are all in, I'm sure. And again, for the printout for this, I will put it in the description of the video. And let's just go forward, on self-care. And it's all free. That's what's so beautiful about it. And we're just getting ready for Christmas. So what I would love in your comments below is if you tell me, what is that gift going to be? Is it a stronger body after just 60 days of, again, something very intentional? I might put a challenge in 80-10-10 on another physical challenge because it's so empowering, right? My best exercise is when I'm out there picking up horse feed, caring for the animals, like all of that, because it's just so empowering. But I do like an intentional strength exercise, and I'll probably do one for arms. But anyway, I'm considering that. But yeah, you guys, what is it? For me, I'm going to already say I'd like to do this self-care because a lot of these are very cool on just taking a moment for myself, and I rarely do. And I have to intentionally cut out the time in my day to do that, even if it means closing my door with a do not disturb sign at recess and just taking that 10 minutes to myself to just relax a moment, or to walk laps in my classroom if it's too hot outside or whatever. I'm going to pray about that. But I think for me, I would like to just be empowered through physical strength in my body. I still hesitate when I have to get down on the floor and get back up. I still panic when I have to step up into the horse barn, or if I have to step up onto the tractor. I panic. It's funny, I never panic when I jump on my rebounder, like step up onto my rebounder, and it's a really tall one. It's certainly at least a foot and maybe 14 inches. But every time I go to step into the barn or up on the tractor, I panic. So I think that'll be mine. I want to be really strong. I want to be able to genuflect at Mass without hesitating or only going halfway down. I want to go all the way down on the knee and get all the way back up. That is my goal. That'll be a gift to me and to baby Christ on Christmas Day. Let's put that out there. All right, friends, let me know in the comments below what you're thinking. Like if you like, join us if you haven't, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you. And until we talk again, go ahead and start that first self-care challenge. We're going with water. If you've been slipping, step up and see what you can do to make it worth it. Okay, until we talk again, know that you're blessed.